Hi, this is Simon Leung back with Groove at any time, where we can be on at any time on any day to talk about just about anything. And believe it or not, we are already in month number 3 of the new year. So happy March to all of you. And for those of you who are maybe a little bit familiar with all the different types of backgrounds and cultures and things like that, me being from the US originally, or at least I kind of grew up there for about 25 years and stayed there and things like that. Usually in March, we have something called the March Madness. And no, I'm not talking about all the madness and craziness that's happening in the world right now. I'm not even talking about technology, as you may have heard, or maybe not if you didn't join us yesterday. At the exact same moment that I clicked on the go live button yesterday, well, guess what? My Wi-Fi, boom, went down at that exact moment. What are the odds, right? And so, of course, we reset everything, took a little bit of time, and obviously it went on a little bit later than planned, but we went on anyway. And today, the moment that I clicked on the go live button, I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but at that exact same moment, my neighbors upstairs decided that they were going to do a little bit of renovation, and we hear drilling and all those things, which is kind of distracting me right now. Maybe it'll come through the microphone, maybe it won't, I don't know. But if you see me or hear me getting distracted, is because of some of the noises that keep going off and on. So yes, that is madness known as technology. However, for many of us who are from the US, maybe we would have heard, especially for all you NCAA basketball fans, you know about the March Madness, and that is the official name for that competition. However, what we're usually talking about when it comes to the concept of March Madness is that this usually refers to some kind of special occasions, whether within companies or groups or communities, where once in a while promotions, sales, and offers just tend to happen, and maybe March is just an excuse for somebody to do some type of promotion or whatever else. However, it's always a great idea, and especially right here inside of Groove, you may have heard or maybe even seen this phrase being used. For example, yesterday in our Groove Anytime, I did mention this casually, nonchalantly, nothing official. Also, within the JV group, you may have seen Joe Jablonski, who is our lead JV guy, right? He also mentioned something about March Madness as well. Just so that you know, this is nothing that is official. It might not even be a thing unless or until it's actually confirmed, just like everything here inside of Groove. But just to let you know, regardless of whether or not it's gonna be called March Madness or something else, just know that exciting things are happening in March nonetheless. Okay, so if you're here, of course, it's the perfect time and the perfect place for you to get started with us. And it is a good time actually right now, because as you may or may not know, we have just finished our mini JV promotion, which was for the past 12 days. You had the opportunity to earn, in addition to some cash with your commissions, right, with your sales, you also had the opportunity to win some prizes as well. And so that part of the promotion is over. Just to let you know, this is how the page actually looks now. If you go back to our JV page, usually we saw this little countdown over here. It was like 12 days left and then a few hours left and whatever else. And I was watching this as the countdown timer was reaching 0. I was wondering what would happen, and actually nothing happened. In fact, if you go to the site right now, you will see this exact thing. Most likely, I probably expected it to either extend or maybe refer back to the original page, or something might change. In fact, nothing has changed, and everything is exactly the same as it was yesterday or even 10 minutes ago. And just that this timer is now to 0. Okay, so probably we can expect some changes to happen as soon as the team in the US wake up and realize that the countdown is at 0 and that they should make some changes. Either it's going to change with a brand new promotion, or it will defer back to whatever it usually was at the Groove JV page. Regardless, just know that now that this promotion is over and our Fast Start Marketing Lab is also over, plus other projects have also since recently wrapped up. It is time for something new, just in time for March to actually take over. Okay, so we want to welcome you to the first unofficial Groove March Madness. And the reason why it's the first one ever is because a year ago, Groove, the way that we know it today, actually was non-existent. Okay, so with all these things that have recently been developing over the last 12 months or so, just know that we are still in our very early infant stages. We're still in our taking our baby steps in our honeymoon phase and everything along those lines. So yes, it is the perfect time for all of you to be here. So if this happens to be you, definitely say hi. And I understand that brand new members are joining us literally every single day. And usually right before I come on, I usually make it a habit to, just go ahead and go through the different types of approval requests to join the group and approve all of you so that you have the opportunity to join us the moment that we go live with Groove at any time. So of course, this means that we just welcomed yet another few dozen brand new members into our community. So if you're joining us for the first time, let us know where you are. If you're joining us live, give us a hashtag live. If you're watching us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Let us know where you are from in the actual comments, your country, your city, what time it is, where you're at right now. And of course, network with fellow Groovesters. You are at the right place because this is the perfect place for you to network. And of course, if you happen to be joining us for the first time and you don't know that we are supposed to allow StreamYard to connect to Facebook, I want to invite you to go to streamyard.com/Facebook if you haven't already, so that when you do leave those comments, we can see your cool name, we can see your smiling faces in your profile picture. Of course, if you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube or Twitter or anywhere else, you don't need to worry about that. For some reason, this only applies to Facebook. So if you're joining us for the very first time, make sure that you go ahead and do that so that Facebook can authorize us to actually see you. Okay, so it's very cool to see some of you here already. Let's go ahead and go into the comments and just say hi to a few of you, with Michelle saying hello. A very good evening to you as well, Michelle. It is a good afternoon for me. However, I believe it is evening where you are right now, or it quite frankly may be the middle of the night, depending on where you happen to be in the US. We also have Coach Ryan saying greetings from Vancouver. We can always count on you. Usually 8 or 9 out of 10 every time that we go live, whether it is a live stream, a live show, or a live webinar. We can pretty much say hi to Coach Ryan because from what I understand, he is always on in different odd hours, working in different odd hours. So yes, at any time, this can actually apply to you, Ryan, right? The Groove at Any Time show. It's a perfect schedule for you as well. And then Willie Crawford, our veteran, all the way from the US, is saying ready to rock. And we also have Hey Ing from Manila saying thank you, hashtag live, welcome. You are in a very similar, if not the exact same time zone as me. I think it was last week we actually did our very first session of the year virtually, of course, to corporations in the Philippines. So that was all very exciting, and we're very much looking forward to some continued expansion over the next few weeks, even the next few months. So for all of you who are within the Groove community and beyond, definitely stay tuned for more of those announcements. And speaking of special announcements, yes, we will have a lot more of these special announcements as time goes on. More specifically, immediately when it comes to anything Groove related, we will talk more about the unofficial March Madness bonuses, updates, and everything else that you will want to hear about. But first things first, the one and only thing that I feel maybe is ready to be announced, notwithstanding all the additional many announcements that are to come within the next few days, within the next few weeks. Of course, the first of many of these announcements, if you haven't already, make sure that you watch the State of the Grooving from Mr. Mike Filsaime, because he did mention this during that actual session. You can find that below this video. And of course, if you haven't already watched that, you definitely should. One of many things that he did mention is that he will, in fact, in the month of March, where we are already right now, he is planning to do a brand new webinar where it will be conducted by, yes, Mr. Mike Filsaime himself. Now, will that replace the one that I've been doing every single week? For those of you who may have joined us over the last several weeks, you may have noticed that every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. EST, I have been doing a live webinar for all you Groovesters out there. I've been presenting for you. I've been talking about Groove for you. I've been doing the live demos for you on your behalf so that we can actually share with your people as much as we can about the entire Groove community itself. And so I've been doing that probably for the past 4-5 months now. I don't even remember. Okay. But yes, we've been doing it for a while. And will it replace that particular session? The truth is, we're not sure. I don't know. Many things, as mentioned, are still up in the air. And so many of the details are still coming in, but not surprising, okay, that it will actually happen, because ever since the beginning, in fact, it has always been meant to be a temporary thing, okay? We had no idea how long we would do it for. We always knew that at some point we will want to automate it somehow so that it doesn't take too much of our actual active resources, and we can actually focus our resources on doing other things as well. And so that's why usually when I talk about it, I say something like, for the next foreseeable next few weeks, or I don't know how long we're actually going to be doing it, make sure that you promote it and take full advantage of it, leverage on it while it's still happening. That's why, by the way, you should definitely join us live every single time that we do have these Groove at any time, because everything that we share are definitely of the utmost time sensitive. Okay, so of course, if you have the opportunity to watch us live, it is the best possible advantage for you because it maximizes your time. Now, notwithstanding, definitely within the next 1 or 2 weeks, and definitely within this week, I will still continue to do those live webinars for you. So of course, now is the great time to continue to get in, invite people in, because while they still happen, before we automate the entire process, it is always good to have people join us live. It's great, of course, to be able to interact with them, engage with them, and let us help you to answer the questions for you as well. All right, so yes, we've been doing it maybe for the past several months, but as we always say, all good things will come to an end at some point or another, as attested by some of the recent changes that's happened over the past few days as well. So yes, things do change. Definitely leverage on everything that we're doing for as long as we're doing it. Okay, so how long have we been doing these webinars for? Again, maybe the past 4 or 5 months. I don't really remember, but pretty much for as long as we've been doing all these Groove at any time sessions. Okay, so the link for you to access all the previous sessions is right below this video. If you do in fact need that link, you can't see it for whatever reason, you don't know where to find it, reach out to me personally. It's okay. In fact, for any one of you who are watching us live or on the replay, I invite you to actually reach out to me, connect with me, let me know how I can help you if you have different types of questions that maybe cannot be answered by support or within the community, or maybe you want just some additional, more personalized help. As much as I can, and as much as my bandwidth, schedule, and maybe even knowledge can contribute, I would always be happy to do whatever I can to help you out as well. So just do me a favor, if in fact you are sending me a message, okay, or maybe adding me as a friend, do leave a message letting me know that you are a part of the Groove community so that I know to accept you as a friend, because believe it or not, I do get dozens and dozens and dozens of friend requests and random messages from many people that I don't know where they came from, don't know what they want. But of course, if you are in fact a part of our community, it would be my pleasure to connect with you as well. So definitely do so. And don't worry, all the landing pages, when it came to the webinar, all the bonuses that we have since created over the last few weeks, as well as the other things that we've worked on over the past few months as an indication of our interest to contributing to you, right? All the bonuses, all the updates, all the announcements, all the brand new things, as long as they make sense to, we will continue to offer them, okay? So don't worry about any of those. It is in our interest as well to make sure that these convert as high for you as possible, that they have the most effective results as much as possible. So yes, keep in mind and rest assured that we're gonna do whatever it is that we can to get the best, most results for all of us. Now, the ones that don't make through the cuts, if things do get changed and you want them back, let us know, okay? Our goal is always to continue to improve everything that we have, all our processes. We want to, yes, automate as much as possible, feature the highest authority possible. However, at the end, we also want them to be effective, okay? So if there are things that you feel we should know about keeping things as effective as they are, definitely contribute those as feedback. Let us know along the way. We hear you, we implement them, we apply them, and just know that more improvements will continue to happen. And so more information on different types of improvements that we recently made, for example, our pricing models, for example, Groove Pages updates, the UI, how everything works, how you publish the different types of contents that you have on your website, how you would kind of connect it to your very own domain name using SSL and making everything secure, along with other training videos on affiliate promotions. Make sure that you do watch the previous episodes of Groove at any time. Again, the links are right below this video so that you can access as much as possible. But for whatever reason, if you cannot find them, please reach out to me. And of course, I will do my best to continue to help you as well. All right. So in terms of our update, that is all that I have for you here today. But before we actually go, of course, we want to go back into the comments and we want to say hi to all of you who are joining us live. Remember to put that hashtag live. Let us know where you're from, what time it is, where you're at, any types of feedback, any types of comment that you want to say, leave, or whatever else, so that in the future, when people do watch this replay, they can see your name and your positive feedback and everything along those lines as well. All right, we got Rajan saying hi from Singapore. Join us for the very first time with hashtag live. Our very cool neighbor. In fact, I am in Malaysia. Unfortunately, we've been locked down for the past year now, which is completely crazy if you think about it. But yes, we have not left the country in over a year. Actually, not over a year, but approaching a year. We start our lockdown in March of 2020. And prior to that, I was traveling pretty much every single weekend. Every single month, I would have at least one international trip. And so in the last year, definitely things have changed for all of us, right? So look forward to the day where we can reconnect again, go to Singapore, right? And actually hang out with some of our neighbors. And there's so many bigger and better things that we also want to expand globally that we want to share more with you later on, hopefully within the next several days or next few weeks as well. So stay tuned for all those really cool global expansion announcements. We also have Christopher saying, bring it on, man. Here we are. We got Michael saying hashtag live, Mike in Atlanta. We also have some Facebook users saying hey from India as well as hashtag live. Once again, for all of our brand new friends, if you are joining us for the very first time and you don't know that we need to actually authorize Facebook in order for us to see who you are, please go to streamyard.com/Facebook so that StreamYard can connect to your particular Facebook account. And after that, we'll be able to see you and address you by name and see your face, as opposed to just simply, Facebook user, because we don't really know who you are. All right. So with that, we want to thank you for your time here today. In summary of everything that we talked about here today, of course, if you're just joining us, I recommend that you rewind and watch the replay because we did share with you some really important updates. However, just to summarize really quickly, we did end yet another promotion, which means that it is now time for another one. And it just goes to show how fast moving we are as a community. And yes, we do have a lot of announcements that are very, very time sensitive as well. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these cool things, make sure that you subscribe, that you like, follow, and keep up to date on everything that we want to keep you updated with. Of course, turn on those notifications so that the moment that we do go live, Facebook lets you know, YouTube lets you know, maybe Twitch or Twitter or whatever else, so that you can join us with all the fun stuff right here at Groove at any time. And of course, we will have much more exciting announcements that will come in the next few days with more information on any potential unofficial March Madness announcements as well. All right, so we got also Syed saying hi and Raghu on this side. Very cool to see you. We got Tuan saying yo yo, one of the few Groovesters that we also want to highlight in the upcoming weeks and months. Definitely go back to connecting, Mr. Tuan. Yes, let's go. Shooting you a DM. Very good. You owe me a response, Mr. Tuan, because we mentioned that we were going to catch up. All right, so with all of that, and to all of our friends, yes, if you are interested in connecting with me personally, just like Mr. Tuan, reach out, connect, let me know what it is that we can do to not only help you, but also work together as well, because it is in our best interest to do as much as we can to bring as much value as possible to one another, including right here to fellow Groovesters within the Groove community. All right, so if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, make sure that you join us inside of our groups. Again, the links are right here below this video. Check out all of our resources so that you don't miss out. On behalf of Groove and myself, a huge thank you to all of you for joining us either live or on the replay. Have a great rest of the week, because it is just the beginning. We are welcoming March and March Madness. It is Monday and it is going to be spectacular. Let me know if you have any questions and we will see you on the inside. You gotta get into the groove. To the groove.